Hello, ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to MechWarrior Online. I was recently contacted by Piranha Games, the developers at MWO, and asked if I'd be interested in doing a video or two for them here on the XP Gamers. Having played the title way back in the day, and it might have been a Tuesday, well, during the beta anyways, and having really enjoyed it, I jumped on the chance to spotlight the title during its re-release on a newfound home, Steam. This, of course, is a sponsored video, but my opinions are my own. Let's get down to it. Oh, and keep in mind, this is a fairly deep, rich, team-based multiplayer title that was originally released back in 2013, like September of 2013. So, I know there are people out there with a much better understanding of all the nuances of drawing a big-ass mech and stomping their enemies into the ground. This is a first impressions, and it's from a new player perspective, or at least a player that just haven't played in ages, like myself. Alright, on to a well-balanced review. Eat it, motherfuckers!
Engines are off. Engines are off.
God, I forgot how fun it was to drive a mech. Right, professionalism, that's me. MechWarrior is a fun game. It falls in the line between World of Tanks, War Thunder, as a team-based free-to-play match-made game, but with a much deeper customization mechanic. Hell, I think I've spent more time fiddling with mech builds than actually piloting these behemoths. Basically, it goes like this. You pick a mech, you play a match, rack up some cash and experience for doing well, and use that cash to buy new shiny bits to change how your mech handles, or buy a brand new chassis altogether that massively changes your playstyle and role on the battlefield. Mechs are divided up into light, medium, heavy, and assault, and I've come to realize I'm horrible with anything bigger than a medium walking tank, and I get absolutely giddy when I'm having a good game in my light mech. Which makes sense. I played the ever-living crap out of my disc copy of MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries way back when, and I was the asshole in a Jenner, probably the worst mech in the game, but I loved it for the speed. In MWO, I'm back in light fast mechs, which, of course, I've custom painted and dubbed Captain America. America. On my first night back in, I grabbed Vale 4 and another friend and jumped into what was gonna be just a 2-hour-long session getting back into the groove of, well, sucking less at the game. 9 hours later, 3 a.m. rolls around and we're discussing the best loadouts for our 3-man team to jive best together. My light mech and 2 catapult long-range missile platforms ended up being horrifically fun, and that's where I think the longevity really started to shine on me with this title.
Yeah.
Also firing, he's having bad days. Told you need to fall back. There's a butt-toad of badness. A butt-toad.
Oh,
a buttload of badness.
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed. I'm moving out. So,
Alfie, suck it.
I'm moving. You're up on the hillside there. Playing solo, I had fun, but nothing compared to actually working together as a team, testing loadouts and strategies as we became familiar with the war machines at our hands. We started to really see what we wanted out of our mechs as the night went on. More speed, or heat dispersion, or armor. With each match, it became more and more refined, and I could see why people have been playing this already for years. Now, I'm kinda strange this day and age of YouTube guides. I hate being told how to play. I enjoy the learning experience. I don't want to min-max build my mech based on somebody else's time and experience. Discovering what works for myself isn't just part of the joy of playing for me, it is the joy of playing, which will infuriate the min-maxers out there. On the flip side though, I do my damnedest to be a team player, and that's where MWO shines. You see, MechWarrior is just as much about firepower as it is about good intel, good scouting, good positioning, and the execution your teammates pull to act on that data. Something other free-to-play multiplayer games like, say, War Thunder Random Battles really just totally miss out on. Best moment for me is baiting medium and heavy tanks into that perfect position out of cover, then calling out targets to my 2 buddies in the heavy artillery to blow my would-be killers into scrap. And hoping to God they do it before I die in my tiny little mech. Lock for you. He's almost dead. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, yep.
There, Aurora didn't make it. Echo, you might be able to hit him. He's a little close to the wall, though. I might not have gotten the kill directly, but MWO does recognize good spotting and gives you points for it. As with all free-to-play titles, real money has to be involved somewhere. People got bills to pay. And in MechWarrior Online, it's in the buying of packs that unlock different mechs and the visual customizations of different mechs, which is pretty decent. I mean, I love my cup of coffee. You know you're a badass when you've got a steaming cup of joe sitting on your mech's dashboard. It's hard not to picture my dude killing fools with one hand while sipping on his Colombian vanilla dark roast in the other. And yes, that's the coffee that I'm drinking while writing the script. So what are the downsides? Well, if you don't like investing time or money to get into the mech you want, then you'll probably be irritated that the Timberwolf or whatever mech you're gunning for is so far out of reach at the start. Especially if you're a noob that sucks hard at the game, meaning your average credit income is going to be pretty low per match. Even more so if you get into a mech that you're just bad with. Is it a hardcore sim title like it looks at first glance? Nah, not really. It's deep enough to be fun and yet still pretty accessible for anyone who wants to just jump in. Just don't expect to jump in with the basic Call of Duty FPS skills and rock face. Play the tutorial, watch a basic 101 guide on YouTube, or learn to target. Learn what ECM does, minimum ranges, and hardpoints are, so you've got some idea what the fuck is going on, and your team doesn't berate you into oblivion. I find it tactically challenging, frustrating at times like only a round-based team multiplayer game can be, and, well, it's free to play, so I can jump in any time when I'm feeling the need for a whopping 30 tons of speed. So, what are your experiences with the title? How does it play in the late game? That's a question that I have for the MechWarrior vets. When you've invested hundreds of hours into it, how is the game for you? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and quick point that we had an idea on. Anyone remember Mech Commander? Having spent probably hours already just waiting for my friends to finish getting their mechs put back together after having done an overhaul between missions, wouldn't it be cool to have some type of mini game that you could mess around in MechWarrior Online while waiting for your friends to get set up? Something in the vein of Mech Commander? That classic real-time strategy game? I'm just saying, it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more gaming goodness, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Charlie, moving on him. Full on, get on the mountainside, man. Your position is, unless he keeps moving forward, which he actually is.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna write my name in your skull. Oh, shit.